Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Heels Corner. Today we're featuring a new series on our channel called Tag Team Demolition, where we're going to be grabbing famous tag teams from the WWE, breaking them down, looking at the wrestlers individually, and seeing which wrestler is the better wrestler. We're going to be basing this off of 5 different factors, and those 5 factors are the look, how unique the character looks, the character, the storylines involved with character, how interesting that character really is. The third one is the promos, how good is the person on the mic. The fourth one is the in-ring action. How exciting is it when the wrestler gets into the ring, their wrestling arsenal, their finishers, all of that. And the fifth one, the accolades, any championship wins, any significant wrestler match wins. We're gonna be looking at all of that. So today we're gonna be looking at the Hardy Boyz. So Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy. Who's the better wrestler? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Again, this is all my opinion, of course. I could be wrong, but let me know why I am wrong in the comment section down below. But anyway, let's get right into it. This is Tag Team Demolition, the Hardy Boyz, Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy. A little introduction of how this team came to be. So after being signed by the WWE, the wrestlers Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy actually started working out as jobbers before they gained notice in the tag team division because of the TLC matches they competed in. So they actually formed an alliance with their real life friend Lita, and they formed Team Extreme. And now that we know how this team has formed, we're gonna break down the wrestlers individually to see who's the better wrestler. Let's get right into it. So the first thing we're gonna be looking at is the look. Who has a more unique look? So Jeff Hardy has the face paint. He has sported some of the best looks ever with the different colors that he's applied to his face. I mean, just look at some of these looks, guys. They're absolutely phenomenal. But what I don't like, and I'm not a fan of, is this little Liv Morgan looking hairstyle that he had going on, looking like Harley Quinn over here. And then there's Matt Hardy, who doesn't have a bad look either. He's a fit man with a simplistic look. He's got the long hair, and I was a fan of the dyed hair when he did that. But come on, let's say you didn't know either of these wrestlers, and I put them side by side, and I showed you, and I asked you, which wrestler do you want to see wrestle? You would most definitely choose Jeff Hardy because he just looks crazy and insane, and that's why I'm gonna have to give the looks point to Jeff Hardy. So that puts us at Jeff Hardy 1, Matt Hardy 0. All right, now let's get into the character. Any storylines that the characters were infamous for. We're gonna be breaking down their backstory too. So let's get into it with Jeff Hardy. So Jeff Hardy's mostly known for his high-flying self, but he does have a darker side. We've seen that in the past, and even today, it's still been going around. And it's no surprise that Jeff Hardy has had problems with drugs and alcohol, and his most recent feud with Sheamus displayed that, and it was honestly quite powerful. Jeff Hardy had a number of amazing feuds with the likes of Triple H, Edge, and CM Punk. That's probably my favorite feud that Jeff Hardy was involved in, the CM Punk one, just because they kept going back and forth for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that match at SummerSlam was really great. All right, now let's look at Matt Hardy, because he also had a number of amazing rivalries. He started one against his own brother, actually, and he would actually challenge Jeff Hardy to a match at WrestleMania 25 in an Extreme Rules match, and he ended up winning. And then he ended up defeating Hardy again in a stretcher match. He was also involved with Edge on a number of occasions, and this is my favorite rivalry that Matt Hardy was involved in, the Edge Matt rivalry and Lita one. Matt Hardy used to actually be with Lita, but eventually the two split, and then Edge got into a relationship with her. She even helped Edge retain her Money in the Bank contract for the WWE Championship by keeping Matt in like this crucifix hold, and it was like a loser leaves Raw type match, so Matt was forced to go to SmackDown. Poor Matt. But honestly, that rivalry was absolutely amazing, and the fact that he started one with his own brother makes his character even more interesting. And I don't have to bring up the whole woke Matt Hardy one either, because I was a fan of that. That character was absolutely amazing. I love the whole unstable psychotic thing that he had going on. So for that reason, I'm gonna give the character point to Matt Hardy, just because, like I said, Jeff Hardy's character, he did have a number of amazing rivalries, but I feel like the whole alcohol and drugs thing is being overplayed now. It's getting a little boring. So I'm gonna have to give the character point to Matt Hardy. So that puts us at Jeff Hardy 1, Matt Hardy 1, as we move on to number 3, the promos. All right, so the promos, how good are these characters on the mic? And I went back just to look at some promos that they had cut, and I think I'm gonna have to give this one to Matt Hardy, just because, like I mentioned in the character one, the whole woke Matt Hardy character, like with the unstable, like ominous feeling to his promos, I absolutely love that. And I think that's why I'm gonna have to give it to him, just because they seem a little bit more interesting. Jeff Hardy has definitely cut his fair share of great promos, like I said. Even though he's overplaying the whole drugs and alcohol thing, in my opinion, I still absolutely think that he has cut some pretty good ones on SmackDown. Like I said, I think they're both pretty good at coming promos, but if I had to give it to one, I'd have to give it to Matt Hardy, just because of how creative and unique his promos were. in relation to Jeff Hardy's. So I'll have to give this one to Matt Hardy, which means that Matt Hardy is now up with 2 and Jeff Hardy is up with the 1. All right, number 4, the in-ring action. So now we're actually getting into the actual wrestling. How exciting is it when they're wrestling? How good are their finishers? How great is their wrestling arsenal? How unique is their arsenal? Okay, so look, Jeff Hardy is known for being Mr. Extreme. We know that. And don't get me wrong, Matt Hardy is also a high flyer, but Jeff Hardy's been known to pull off more breathtaking stunts. And when it comes to wrestling finishers, I think Jeff Hardy has the upper hand with the unique and creativity because he has the Swanton and the Twist of Fate, as well as a number of other moves, but those are the 2 that he's known for. And Matt Hardy really only has the Twist of Fate. Therefore, I think I'm going to have to give this one to Jeff Hardy just because, well, first of all, I love the Swanton. I know there's people that are not fans of the Swanton because it's like people feel like it's overplayed, but like absolutely love it, especially all those stunts when like he does it off a ladder and stuff. I fucking love it. And Matt Hardy, the Twist of Fate's cool, but it's not that unique. And I think the Swanton, just because it is a high flying move, really just puts it over the edge for me. So I'm gonna have to give this one to Jeff Hardy. And I think all of us can agree on this one, in-ring action. Like it's a little bit more exciting when we see Jeff Hardy compete just because he is literally Mr. Extreme and he's been known to pull off some crazy stunts. And Matt Hardy's been involved in some great matches too, but I think when we put the 2 against each other and we have to choose one, I think definitely Jeff Hardy has the upper hand there. And the last one, the accolades. So any singles accomplishments that the team has gathered, and I'm not going to gather tag team titles for that reason because the whole point of this video is to break them down individually, but I figured I would have something concrete and factual because I feel like a lot of these things on this list really cater to what your specific wrestling taste is, and this is something factual and concrete that really is not opinionated, so that's why I wanted to include it. So let's just break it down right now. So Jeff Hardy has won the World Heavyweight Championship twice. He's won the WWE title 1 time. He's won the European Championship once. He's won the Intercontinental Championship 4 times. He's won the US title once. And he's also the 10th Grand Slam champion. And being a Grand Slam champion means that you've won every single championship in the WWE. So let's get into Matt Hardy, who has won the ECW Championship once. He's won the US Championship once. He's won the Cruiserweight Championship once. He's won the European title once. And he's also the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that was back in 2018. So as you can see, Jeff Hardy really has the upper hand here because he's definitely won way more titles. And I think the fact that he's a Grand Slam champion just gives him the point here because that means that he's won every single title, and when it comes down to it, Jeff Hardy definitely has had more accomplishments when it comes to in-ring action. So that means that Jeff Hardy ends this list off with 3 points and Matt Hardy ends with 2 points, which means, in my opinion, Jeff Hardy is the better wrestler. I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the video, but I love both of these wrestlers so much, and believe me, the Hardy Boyz will always be one of my favorite tag teams ever. Team Extreme, I love it. I will always love it. But if I had to pick one, it would be Jeff Hardy. But like I said, a lot of this video is meant to see what you guys think as well. So let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you disagree with me. And if you do, let me know why, because I'm interested in knowing what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a new series that I'm featuring. And if you guys show the love on that like button, I will definitely do more Tag Team Demolition videos. Suggest tag teams I should do for the next video in the comment section down below. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all in the next video.